And thank you for joining us on the news tonight. People's Democratic Party asks INEC to declare the seats of 27 Rivers State lawmakers that defected to the APC vacant. Governor Siminalayi Fubara forges ahead with his 800 billion naira budget of renewed hope. Outside Nigeria, imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny removed from the penal colony.
Asisad Oshuala. Asisad Oshuala. Osimhen.
In sport, 24 years after, Nigerian Victor Osimhen wins CAF Player Award as Asisat Oshuala wins record CAF Women Award. Thanks for joining us on our news at 10. We are staying with events as they have continued to unfold in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, where 27 out of 32 PDP lawmakers dumped the party and received a rousing welcome into the APC. This is the moment they announced their defection. The lawmakers said they left the People's Democratic Party because of the crisis, which has continued to define the lack of cohesion. The APC and PDP have reacted to this development.
So now that the 27 members have defected to the All Progressive Congress, it's going to be a check on the government.
I'm not surprised. That is why the electorate in Rivers State in various constituencies have commenced the process of recalling those erring lawmakers who have turned democracy to an abuse of privileges.
Hope for
Our correspondent Uche Okoro has more about this story and the reactions.
Hope for reconciliation between the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and the minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, may have been dashed with the defection of these lawmakers. Their decision to leave the PDP indicates that lawmakers may still be on course with plots to impeach the governor. Via letters written individually by the lawmakers, they officially declared for the APC during plenary at the House of Assembly complex in Port Harcourt. They cited leadership tussle in the PDP as one of the reasons for their defection.
I write to bring to your attention my decision to leave the People's Democratic Party, PDP. This decision to leave the PDP is necessitated by the division in the People's Democratic Party, of which I was elected to this House. In particular, the tussle around who the National Secretary of the PDP is has now sharply divided the party and made it unclear as to who is the National Secretary of the party, thereby making it difficult for me to chart an appropriate communication channel.
During the plenary, the lawmakers accused the governor of shielding the suspects in the burning of the assembly complex and withholding of funds for the running of the legislature.
You cannot be a chief security officer of a state and the hallowed chamber of the Rivers State House of Assembly, where you, as a sitting governor, will present all the requests that you need to function, is attacked. For how many months? For how many days? And you are still seated comfortably.
The governor who is supposed to be the one to uphold the law is the one who is not disobeying the law. Withholding funds meant for an arm of government while he's living lavishly and conducting his own affairs lavishly with state funds. This is sad. I think this is the first time that funds meant for the legislature will be withheld.
The lawmakers threatened to decline future requests by the governor for approval of funds pending his compliance with their resolutions.
Rivers State Local Government Amendment Bill.
The Local Government Amendment Bill seeking to stop the appointment of caretaker committees for the councils scaled second reading.
APC! APC!
Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
There have been several more reactions to this development. The PDP has asked INEC to invoke Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And that section stipulates a member of a House of Assembly shall vacate a seat in the House if, the Section G, being a person whose election to the House of Assembly was sponsored by a political party, he becomes a member of another political party before the expiration of the period for which that House was elected, provided that his membership of the latter political party is not as a result of a division in the political party of which he was previously a member, or of a merger of two or more political parties or factions by one of which he was previously sponsored. Joining us live now is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Wahab Shitu, who is looking at what Section 109 of the Constitution stipulates. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. We have just read out what Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution amended states. And can you explain this to us? And does it also resonate with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022?
Thank you very much. The key consideration in that section is the element of division within the political party. Division within political party is a question of fact. Whether there is a division in People's Democratic Party, will then be a question of fact. If the lawmakers are able to establish a division within PDP, then there will be a justification for defecting to APC. So defection to APC, division, it will then be a question of fact. Is there a division within PDP? If there is a division within PDP, then the lawmakers will be entitled to defect on the basis of that division. So, as it is now, my view generally is that the unfolding development in Rivers Assembly ought to be handled with care so that it does not snowball into any major constitutional crisis. But there's no way this issue can be resolved without a definite pronouncement from the court. When we look at the section under which these lawmakers exercise their right to defect, it has two elements. One, if you defect without a division, then you are entitled to vacate your seat. But if you can establish division within your political party as a basis for defecting to another political party, then you cannot vacate your seat on account of the defection. But what I see that is likely to happen is that PDP may approach the court to determine whether there is a division within the political party. But if you look at what is going on in the PDP, it is very difficult for you to also say there's no. You have the G5, who are members of the PDP, who are also opposed to the mainstream PDP. So, and if it is proved that there is a division, then the lawmakers will be entitled to retain their seats. Let me also say that in a democracy, the legislature is very, very important to the process. So if 27 members of the PDP are declaring are defecting to APC, that is quite huge. And see that also affecting governance in Rivers State. And so we we should watch the unfolding development with interest. Right now, one cannot predict with certainty what is likely to happen. But I know that this matter will eventually be resolved by a pronouncement from the court.
All right, then. I would like you to importantly turn down the volume of your TV set as we take the other question here. You know, some have actually argued that Governor Fubara's deputy could also be impeached along with the governor. Is there a provision for this possibility in the law because of the peculiarity of the politics of zoning we run?
Governor Fubara's deputy can also
And could you kindly turn on the volume of your TV set, sir?
Well, I'm trying to turn it off. Okay?
All right.
Obviously, I've done. Now, I think I don't want to indulge in any kind of speculation as it is as to what is likely to happen to the deputy governor. More depends on what the lawmakers then decide to do from this point. I think it is important for us to just watch the unfolding, development in Rivers State. And then I will urge all concerned, including security agencies, to be on red alert so that the development in Rivers State does not snowball into a major constitutional crisis and then affect the security of lives and property in the state. I think what is unfolding now is something that has never happened before. So I'd like to see how these events will unfold and whether all the key players will abide by constitutional means in resolving the crisis that is unfolding in Rivers State.
Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Wahab Shitu, thank you very much for joining us on TVC News at 10. Still on the defection of lawmakers, all seems quiet in Port Harcourt. It's been business as usual. There's been no word from Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who went about his business, presiding over matters of state. As the defections gained traction, the governor fine-tuned his 800 billion naira budget, which he called Budget of Renewed Hope, Consolidation and Continuity. With today's developments, it is uncertain what will happen. Many have gone back into the history of what appears to be a falling out between the incumbent and his predecessor in office. With today's consequential developments, the political landscape is altered and one man seems to be holding all the aces. Our political editor, Ayodele Ozugbakan, has more on the dynamic nature of politics in Rivers State.
The genesis of the crisis can be traced to the 29th of October when 24 lawmakers attempted to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara. This led to a political turbulence as some loyalists to the governor stormed the assembly complex in protest. The lawmakers, believed to be loyal to the immediate past governor of the state and now the FCT minister Nyesom Wike, had signed an impeachment notice against the governor. It took the intervention of President Bola Tinubu for the two warring camps to shed their swords temporarily. The governor and the minister even made some public appearances and shook hands. During a media chat in Abuja, the FCT minister provided an insight into the sour relationship between him and the governor.
Be fair to them. Be fair to the structure about you. No, you see, even those who were opposed to you, you are insulting those. Look, nobody's saying you're a governor.
Another angle to the crisis was the dissolution of the State Executive Council of the APC on the 21st of November, and appointment of a 7-member caretaker committee by the party's National Working Committee. Analysts say this cleared the coast for the Wike-led faction from the People's Democratic Party to make a grand entry into the major opposition party in the state, the APC. With the defection of 27 members of the State House of Assembly to the ruling APC, the battle line between the FCT minister and the state governor appears to have been drawn. Ayodele Zubaku, TVC News, Lagos.
And from Rivers State to the federal capital, Abuja, where State House correspondent Femi Akonde joins us live for a perspective on events and looks back on the pact of the governors. Femi, what do you think is the mood at the Villa, even as Mr. President was in Maiduguri for the annual Chief of Army Staff Conference?
Well, Abosede, hi. Well, there's no way we can actually measure the mood in the Villa with regards to the political situation in Rivers State. I know it appears it is politically expedient for some people to always maybe want to involve the president in the situation in Rivers State because, you know, the Rivers State, the former Rivers State governor, Wike, campaigned for President Bola Tinubu, and indeed he delivered votes for the president, and that's why the president's name seems to be coming up in the whole situation. But well, like you rightly said, he was far away in Maiduguri talking to the troops in the front line fighting against the Boko Haram insurgency, urging them to keep faith and ensure that they do all within their powers that is humanly possible to safeguard lives and property, also assuring them of the federal government's support in this regard. But well, for the political situation in Rivers State, we have not had any word yet from Mr. President. We know the last time there was that face-off in Rivers State where the State House of Assembly, part of it was raised by fire. The president also tried to intervene. You know, he has all been for peaceful resolution of political conflicts between factions, both in Rivers State. We've seen him do the same in Ondo State and across the country. He tried to intervene, but well, it appears as if that his intervention did not do much in settling the differences between his Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and the Governor of Rivers State, who is his successor in office, Similaye Fubara. It remains to be seen what the President's intervention will be, if maybe he's going to call Wike and Fubara to a roundtable and see if they can dialogue and settle their differences. But for now, we'll wait to hear officially from the President's camp.
Well, Femi, did anyone see this coming? Remember that viral video in the office of the Chief of Staff and the minister's dance steps?
Well, Nyesom Wike has been in bed with the All Progressives Congress, and we know he's still a bona fide member of the People's Democratic Party. Even though we have not seen him attend meetings of the PDP, but he has really felt at home with the APC. As a member of President Bola Tinubu's cabinet, we have seen him hold meetings with even top members of the APC, even meeting with the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, and he has also oftentimes denied plans to move to the All Progressives Congress, to dump the People's Democratic Party and move to the All Progressives Congress. But we might just see that defection happening in the coming days, because it appears as if Nyesom Wike's foot soldiers in Rivers State have finally jumped ship and have moved to the All Progressives Congress. So Nyesom Wike might just be the last man that would then move from the PDP to the APC. And well, we don't know what that holds for the fortunes of the PDP in the state and indeed in the country, because the PDP at the national level are already beginning to kick against the decision of these 27 lawmakers to defect and join the All Progressives Congress. But you know, there are also critical stakeholders. Rivers State is a very important state to the PDP and indeed the APC. Any political party will want to have Rivers State in the bag. But well, for now, it appears as if it's going APC's way. Ambassador.
You know, there are a lot of questions about the pact and gentleman's agreement when Nyesom Wike actually promised the other G5 governors from the PDP to work for the success of the party. But then we'll just have to leave it at that. Thank you very much, Femi, for that update from Abuja.